Hello, my name is Shirley, and welcome back for another episode of Ep49 as German Empire. In previous episode we got the laissez-faire capitalism finally enacted, and we started supporting, well, bankrolling a few more nations. It's, well, I suppose right now it's mostly German, Senegal, and then Dutch. Apparently. We'll probably be changing that up a little bit. It's, well, I suppose yeah, no, the Austrians still hate me. I do actually wonder, since we've got such a massive income, perhaps we can try to help out a few nations that are somewhat friendly towards us by taking on their debt. Balungan and Sulu are the only ones that would actually accept that. You know what? Might as well. It's peanuts at this point. Like maybe 1 or 2 weeks worth of money for me. And, oh, alright, what's this then? Ah, Tripolitania is having a revolt. Alright then. I'm just going to send in a bit of army to help there. And how is the, Tripolitania? Okay, so the limited site is still slowly growing, but I think it's definitely getting slower and slower. If we're going to reduce the infamy a bit further, we can probably get through all of this. And then I suppose if we could turn German Senegal back to a colony, that'd be nice. But that might be a bit of a large ask, quite frankly. So I'm not going to worry about that one too much. But in about 2 weeks' time, we'll get the military aviation unlocked. Which means that we can start building some military industries, and that is going to be some pretty good. I mean, we might not be getting the planes in use immediately, but I think we might be the first one to actually produce them. In large quantities, anyway. Which, considering that's 1922, we're actually a bit late, I suppose. But it's good enough. Oh, and there's the military aviation. Hey, first flight. We have gotten the achievement. So, War Machine Industries, we can start building and we can get the aerial reconnaissance. We might not get that on all things. And first flight. The heaviest, heavier than air flight has been achieved. This technology will pave the way for future of aviation. Look, I'm a bird. So, for 5 years we get 15% more prestige. That's pretty good. Juncker's petition to government. Per capita taxation. No, we'll take the hit on the legitimacy. Right, so let's go ahead and build a few of those new industries then, shall we? Let's see, War Machine Industry. Who would be the best earning? I guess some with the colonies. And, okay, so let's have a look at unemployed. Is there any... Right, there's a lot in Uganda, actually. Oh, I'm going to build one in Uganda then, just for the heck of it. But we're also going to be building some elsewhere. Let's have a look at with the peasants again. So, Darfur... You know, I'm just going to go out and build a few in Brandenburg. We've built 5 there, and we'll also build 5 in Westphalia. They won't be built... You know what? Actually, no. We will get at least a few of those up the top of the list. I think 3 each will do. Oh, and we've got a journal entry war. Beneath the... Oh, right. That's the Beneath the Waves. So that's the submarine thing. And then Among the Clouds, we've got 9 years. Well, 10 years, basically, to do this. Ah, right. We need the aerial reconnaissance for the mobilization options. Let's actually have a look then. I'm guessing it's, no, we can't activate that yet. Oh, right. Balloon reconnaissance. Well, we can't do that one. That requires things that we won't have available. But the aerial reconnaissance, well, we can't do that one yet either because we don't have any plane production. But it's going to be 1 per battalion plus, I suppose. Oh, it doesn't increase that. Okay, so the luxury supplies and all that will not impact the reconnaissance. Well, at least the planes. It will impact the things like tanks and radios and all that, but not the planes, luckily. No, it will increase the oil input, I guess, but a bit further. But yeah, so we'll do that. And that's going to allow us to get a lot more. We do have a bit of rebellion to deal with over here, but I suppose since the enemy doesn't have any troops, it should be fairly trivial rebellion to squash there. And I believe we've got the... debt taken from Balungan, which, right, they would not take that one. I'm going to absolve their obligation, improve relations with them. We've now got very good relations, actually. So I could support their independence, actually. Tempting. But I do want to also reduce the infamy. And then Sulu was another one. We're going to probably absolve that, because they are... yeah, they are subject of Netherlands. Oh, but Netherlands isn't... No, they're actually still part of the power block. Never mind. So yeah, we will just... oh, wait, no. We'll just go ahead and absolve that obligation. Just to give it a bit of a hand in keeping the economy afloat. Speaking of which, is there now any others that might be willing to take on the... might offer of paying off their debts? Because honestly, with the amount of money that we're making, we could probably pay off a lot of world debts and not really even feel it. Especially if we put in like another, like even the porcelain tax, that would be 120,000. Wow, that is rather insane. Let's be honest. But yeah, so we'll stand our living now at 22.8. It's pretty good. I think the difference between us and Navarra is still, yeah, it's 3.4 points of standard of living right now. So that is honestly pretty good. I'm sure it could still be more insane, but honestly, for a nation that is the fifth largest population in the world, there's only Russia, USA, British Raj, and China that have a higher population than we do. So it's not too bad. The levies. Karl Ludwig Habsburg has made overtures to the rule folk for electoral support to the Conservative Party. Although Frech has at least acknowledged the talks. Old minds think alike. Or grass tends to grow as it pleases. Says aristocrats and political friend from the vote of farmers. Okay. We'll give them a tiny bit of momentum. Aristocrats will be a bit more influential in this election cycle then. We've still got quite a bit of politically unaligned people, but at least, you know, universal suffrage and all that. So I guess Conservative Party is still going to be the one winning. I suppose partly that is because we've got such a massive amount of loyalists that there just really isn't that much a reason for the people to want a change. They're quite happy and content. Now, well, we did lose a little bit of the legitimacy. That being said, we are supporting two regimes. Oh, and there's the Royal Revolt, and so it begins. Our battles have started. The enemy is not really able to do much. Oh, and Tripolitania is in default. Okay, can I actually pay off your debts then? Yes, I can. There we go. And I suppose if I... Let's have a look at Tripolitania. That's your liberty desire. Still got the truce. Economic dependence is pretty high. Prestige. I'm just going to go ahead and absolve that obligation, I think. So you'll like me a bit more, now you're cordial. Which might actually mean that you are starting to lose a bit of the... Yeah, cordial relations does have a bit of an impact on the liberty desire. I request to dispatch diplomatic mission to Sulu. Sure. I don't mind helping some nations out there in the Far East. It might allow us to get a bit of foothold in the region as well, although there's not a lot of time to get a foothold in there. Oh, there we go. The revolt has been crushed, so is the... right, German Niger is. We could eventually annex it. I don't plan on doing that, mind you. Is Tripolitania... No, the liberty side is still increasing. I suppose once our infamy gets below a certain point, it's not going to be quite as bad for us anymore. Now, is there any other nations that I could... First of all, embassies. Any embassies available? Nope. Okay. And... Oh. Right, Zulu is back in debt. It's only 100,000. We'll take Varzangale's debt, I suppose. We'll start turning Varzangale into our future puppet down here, I think. But if I was to do this, let's say Protectorate. It's only a tiny bit of infamy. They might get Marina Kingdom supporting them, but it's unlikely. They will not accept that immediately. For whom the bell tolls. Let's see. The age Maximilian von Spee, leader of the armed forces, has unexpectedly expired mid-campaign, robbing the Conservative Party of a cornerstone politician. The question of his replacement is now on everyone's lips. How would increase the momentum? I don't really need to increase the momentum of them, quite frankly. Oh, so Admiral that died, okay. So the enemy is fearful. Oh, they want to liberate Darfur. Well, that's not going to happen. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and turn them into a vassal or protectorate. We can then help them defeat the revolt that they're having. Neither side of the revolt has any troops. So if they join with me, I can crush their rebellion. Or alternatively, they can join me and together we shall rule the galaxy. We're going to get the intelligentsia candidate as a admiral over here. So the royal fleet has now got a leader once more. Authorial intent. You know, we'll give them a bit of a possibility. Actually, what does the literary do? Gives me a bit more popularity. As a ruler, gives more prestige and infamy decay, but that's... Well, I don't think that one's going to become a ruler. Interest group leader, interest group pop attraction. I mean, yeah, we'll give them a chance. Don't know if it's going to have much of an impact, but sure. So we're going to be getting some war machine industries right about now. There we are. The production probably doesn't begin quite immediately, but I suspect as soon as there's a bit of production, the planes will be used for by the pops as well, actually. Oh, more oil discovered in chat. So down this way. How much do we actually have in here now? 9 oil rigs. I mean, I suppose we'll just give that a quick little tap there, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and activate the army down here. We're going to use this one for the invasion fleet, and I'll also go ahead and send in the fleet from the channel. Move that to Horn of Africa. What I'm actually going to do is make sure that it is not actually raiding convoys, just interception. The Red Scare. How bad is the... Okay, we've got still fairly good relations with most of the government groups, so I'm going to actually give the Social Democratic Party a bit of, well, a little bit more momentum. Again, it might not really have much... Oh, right, Sierra Leone is having a fight. So there's... Oh, wow, oh, okay. So playing Senegal. Oh, so they want independence for Sierra Leone, independence for Portugal, Liberia, British Senegal, and regime change in crucial states. Whereas the British side wants a reduced autonomy for 2 of those, as well as transfer Morocco. So who's in there? There's Austria, Belgium, Occitania, British Senegal and Portugal, Liberia, and Morocco, versus, of course, a whole lot of the British colonies. So I think... Oh, and what's this then? Belungan support independence. You know what? Actually, I will. Because Belungan is under the British market, so if we can get that out of their market and maybe back into ours, that would be nice. Because I'm pretty sure that at one point this area was under the Dutch East Indies control. Not necessarily directly under their control, but as a vassal or something. Unfortunately, it is not that currently. Right, the fleet is almost in here. How's the war? I can't put any war goals in there, but I don't actually plan on doing anything than just, you know, forcing them to become a subject. They're still fearful. And we'll just need to go ahead and send... I suppose, actually, can I send this one to the Sundry HQ? Oh, and there's the election. Oh, Conservative Party got 81% of the vote. That's quite a bit. Oh, defensive battle with Egypt. You know what? I will take that. And then I don't think we need to reform the government too much. We could kick the industrialists out of the government, mind you, but I think we're actually keep them in there. It doesn't hurt too much to have them in there. Like, it would give us a tiny bit better legitimacy, but it is not that crucial currently. Ah, right, our improved relation with the Austrians has expired. I do actually wonder. Can I... Well, I suppose no. Military assistance? Oh, no. Can I offer them military assistance? Or no, not yet necessarily. A good bankroll, that's 116,000 per week. But honestly, right now, getting good relations with Austria and having them fight a good war against the British to keep the British occupied or distracted might actually be well within our interest. Not to mention we've got 96 million. Oh, and they back down. There we go. So now what I can do, I believe, am I now in part of that war? No, not yet. Then they are now my protector. I suppose what I could do, is that's going to be 100 influence to do that. We're going to absolve the obligation. Improving relations with them. So now we've got cordial relations. I could take... Oh, right. They don't want me to take on debt again. They don't have a huge amount. It's 27,000 to be fair. I'm just going to go ahead and improve... No, actually, we're just going to go bankroll. It costs us a little bit. It's still going to be improving relations with about the same speed as the Yeah, it's the same speed as the improved relations, but it takes less influence. Thus, we can keep on reducing our infamy a bit further. And I do actually wonder... Well, actually, no, I don't think I can do that right now. Right, Isag over here. If we were to do a bit of a war... No. Well, I suppose if we start strengthening Warzengale, having them build up a bit of an army, they can probably conquer some other areas themselves, or we turn them into a puppet and then we can conquer stuff for them potentially. Right, how is the airplane production now looking like? Do we have a lot of excess? I don't think we actually have too much. No, there's not too much. I'm going to go ahead and take the ones up here in Brandenburg, and I shall subsidize them. Get a bit of production going, and that way we can get some airplanes. I mean, I suppose what we could do is we can go for at least one of the armies, for example. Oh, right. So can we switch that on both? Okay, let's put the first army. Oh, so it can have both motorized and aerial reconnaissance. Okay, so that's probably going to be a good way for us to get a bit of production going. We'll activate those, like, one army at a time or something like that. And also, what I should probably do is... okay, it's going to take a moment for loading up all of these. Actually, no, I still can't change that. So the war machine industry, right, so we've got a little bit in here. I'm going to let them to automatically expand, if need be. They might not need to expand right now, but they probably will eventually. Ah, right, we haven't got the power plant over here in Sinai quite yet. We will have it eventually. I'm sure that that's going to then help the issues that they're having in here. Speaking of which, I suppose that's going to allow us to get the electric street lights, meaning that we need a bit less coal in there. We could get the public motor carriages, actually, which that does reduce the workers' numbers a tiny bit. Potentially, well, it gives a bit more transportation to use at least, which is not a terrible idea. How is the... I wonder. Let's have a look at the market goods price. So there's some areas where the electricity price isn't massive, but it is still somewhat elevated pretty much everywhere. But for example, if we go for... oh, we don't have any livestock farms in here. Okay, well, for example, Mecklenburg. Let's go ahead and put in the refrigerated rail cars in there as well to free up a bit more workforce. And we could even put the electric fences in there. And there we go. That's going to help a little bit with the employment in there. There's still a lot of jobs available in various buildings there. So even though we're supporting Austria right now, which reminds me, are they actually in the war currently? Yes, they are. Well, I'm hoping that their war support stays high because they are hopefully not losing too much of their money. Or at least they're getting over 100,000 pounds per week from me. So I'm hoping that they can keep on fighting. Oh, Morocco's already been occupied. Well, that's not good. Of course, they don't really have access into Senegal or anything like that in here either. I suppose there's the Sierra Leone and... Is Liberia? They are in that war. Oh. Ah, right. Albania's having a revolt. And Russia's aiding them there. We haven't really expanded too much in Europe after forming Germany because it is so expensive doing that in Europe. What I suppose I could do, potentially, Paraguay. Got some defensive packs and all that. If I was to go ahead and conquer that, that's a 2.8 infamy. That's not too bad. And you're actually unlikely to get any help either. Alright then, well, let's go ahead then. It's going to be a tiny bit more infamy again, but it is manageable. We're going to go ahead and mobilize this army and send it down to the front line. We'll probably get a bit of help from East Africa, who's no doubt able to give us a bit of hand in that. Almost 100 million gold reserves already. I mean, the reserve limit isn't almost 90 million, mind you, so it's not like it's particularly bad either. Now, how are we looking on the airplane? Oh, we've got still loads. Ah, right, so it's still pop consumption. Ah, right, so they did not actually take that in yet. I mean, it should be quite a bit in there. I'm just going to go ahead and put the one in 2nd Army and Main Army and Elbe Army. 10th German Army, that's the French Army, so we'll activate that one. Then the Colonial Army, we'll take the organization here, actually. Put that on all of them. Surely that's not going to be an issue. Much of an issue, anyway. I mean, we might do... Oh. Right, never mind. I had some weird numbers there for a moment. But yeah, so they might... Well, I think they will actually fight me. Now, whether they'll actually get any help from this, I don't know. It's unlikely. I suppose not impossible, although no one's really leaning towards them at least. So it's very likely that we'll just conquer that. We can then conquer another, or maybe Rwanda and then Angola. Although actually, well, I suppose I can't start the thing against Angola quite yet. But I do wonder if they would be getting help from Britain this time around, because Britain is a little bit busy, hopefully. Oh, right, and I got, well, I suppose still got the fleet over there, that's fine. I don't suppose I can help the Hurrahs and Gala in their war, although, well, I suppose we're trying to give them a bit of a monetary support, but that's, oh, they got 50,000 debt already. Oh, that's not good. Industrial boom in Westphalia. Manufacturing and service industries, for 2 years we get 10% boost, or stand up now, we'll just get the extra production. We're almost at 450 million in GDP, and I think with that boost we might actually surpass that. Because GDP in Westphalia is pretty high, I reckon. Let's have a look. It's, well, it's 29 million, yeah. So extra, well, it's not going to be extra 10% on all of that, but, you know, probably about extra 5% perhaps. Might be getting us pretty high on the numbers there. Oh, and there we go. Gold reserves at 100 million. That's not too shabby. Oh, we had a general die. Anyway... Oh, is this particular army? Do we still have, I think the 5th German army's got an extra one. Let's see. No, let's send the Habsburg in. Sure, although, yeah. I'll send the Habsburg. So he should be here in a few days, and then what we can do is, we can go ahead and give the Habsburg a bit of promotion. That way. We got that. Oh, we've got 150,000 radicals now. Okay. Can we get that to below 100,000, I wonder? I mean, it's probably possible, let's be honest. Not necessarily very likely, but I reckon possible. Right, so the war is probably going to be starting shortly. There's not going to be anyone helping them. That's going to be a piece of cake. Oh, Britain has landing in Austria. I'm going to go ahead and give Austria... No, actually, I don't think I can, because I've got another war about to start. At least our relations with them are decent. They're still antagonistic towards me, but... Oh, right. They adopted this strategic desire due to German Empire overtaking Austria in the top 10 prestige rankings. Be fair enough. And the war has started. We don't have a whole lot of troops here. Oh, war among the clouds completed. There we go. The ace officer. Karl Groth has gained renown, not merely for utilizing aircraft in battle, but for even flying one himself or the skies of Tanganyika. Oh, that's 30 army officers. Oh. He needs to stay in the war. I mean, it's not necessarily the most effective army, it's just the colonial army, but getting the extra 30 offense over there can be pretty crucial in some battles. Oh, the enemy's got irregulars over here, so this is going to be pretty much as far from a fair fight as you can get. Not necessarily quite as far, because we don't have a whole lot of artillery or anything like that, but... yeah, short of that... Well, there we go. Let's go ahead and give that to Sundry. Or East Africa, so there we go, they've gotten a bit more ground. And then Rwanda. Actually, no, Angola. Let's have a look at your... situation in here. So if I was to try to conquer you, the French would probably support you. Okay, what about Rwanda? You would probably not get any help. I would be 7 infantry though, which is a bit on the high side. Let's just go ahead and... Actually, before I do that, let's have a look at the Austrians. Can I give them war support? No. Okay. So they're on their own. They're getting invaded by the British, although they are winning some battles in here. So maybe they just got a bit surprised initially. They're winning a defensive battle there, defending... Or winning another defensive battle in here. Let's actually have a look. What is the front in? Can I see? Okay, so there's 2 battles. The Austrians are winning 1 offense and winning a defense by the looks of it. Although they are losing a bit of stuff. Oh, and they've got another attack against the Australians this time around. I think they might actually still lose the defense that they're doing over here. Although, no, they've got manpower advantage. It's not a large advantage, though. Ooh, it's going to be a close call, actually. Oh, they are retreating. Okay, so they will lose that. Continent opportunity. Right. We'll use a bit of bureaucracy. We can easily do that. Now, I do actually wonder... Oh, no! Karl Groth died. Well, that's very unfortunate. We did also lose another general somewhere else. The colonial army, let's go out and get a new general in here then. We'll take another intelligence leader, sure. And then the 10th German army, which is actually quite a small army, we'll get the defensive strategists in there. Right, so we didn't actually start the war against Rwanda yet, did we? They would probably not get any help. Let's go out and get that started. Go ahead and send this particular army down there. And no doubt that will probably help. So we do have quite a bit of need for oil. Let's actually have a look. Is there a way for me to import more oil? Or rather, is there anyone that is willing to sell oil still? Not too many. I suppose let's instead then have a look. Here we build some more oil rigs. Not too many. A little bit in Gabon. Libyan desert we can build a little bit. And in Chad we can build a little bit. But that's about it. We'll build those nonetheless. Get a little bit more oil into the market. I forget, was there still something that we can do to increase the oil production at the oil rig? So are we already maxed out? We are already maxed out. Okay, well, never mind then. We are using quite a bit of oil, mind you, so I suppose that's kind of running into a bit of a problem. Ooh, there we go, paved roads. So land trade capacity is increased, infrastructure from pop automobile consumption. Oh, there we go. That's gonna improve the situation. Oh, and Ottoman side of Qasim States is having another revolution there. Well, there's no surprises there. Oh, Armenia's got on their independence. And the Greeks are, of course, actually, we've got probably fairly good relations with the Greeks. I could form an alliance with them, but are they... they're not a great power. No, they're a minor power. Defensive pact could also work. Or just bankrolling them. Oh, but that... okay, it does cost a little bit more with this particular one. I'm going to bankroll them, try to get a obligation, and then we can get a alliance or something like that. Hopefully with them, I'm not entirely sure if we will. Ooh, analytical philosophy is spreading. Alright then. So we are 3 months away from getting the concrete fortifications. That's going to be making our armies even more formidable. So we don't have a very massive army in here. Also, I just realized we've got this 4th Fleet army over here, which doesn't have anything. We can disband that one. Because it's really not needed. I think we'll probably be inheriting another army in Rwanda, but that's fine. Well, that's a lot of steel mills being built. Oh, German-Nigerian attitude improved. So actually, how are our relations with our subjects now? German Senegal, sorry, is still slowly increasing the liberty desire. Tripolitania is also slowly increasing. Warzangale is actually losing some control there. At this point, I am actually going to go and rival Britain. Get a lot more influence. I mean, they are kind of a natural enemy at this point for us. Ooh, alright. The Austrians are losing a bit of battle there. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.